Welcome back to the Completely Pointless Podcast. This is episode 24. Today you got me, Jeremy, as well as the two regulars,
Nick.
And Brandon.
and a very special guest.
Michael.
Hell yeah! So you're going to have a jam-packed episode today, alright? Just full of sausages.
Yeah, you've never been this packed before.
Never been this packed before.
I
You're gonna
mean,
be
none
today.
of us have been this back before.
I mean, we have been this packed before, but I mean,
you
it's-
don't know what I do on my off time.
I mean, I don't know how packed you are.
Not very. I lived with him for like 5 years.
That's not true. Only like 4 years.
Okay, 4.5 years.
Anyways, so I figure we started off. I know the main reason we have Michael on today is because I want you guys to bully him. And
Okay.
so, Michael, please explain why you deserve bullying.
I ordered a new vehicle.
Oh.
Don't utter the words fucking goddamn Tesla, because I will murder you.
I did not get a Tesla.
Says the guy who bought a new Volkswagen. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Volkswagen's a fucking
No.
old brand.
Yeah, I don't mean they're good. So is Jaguar.
Yeah, but Jaguar's British. They're British.
Go ahead, though, Michael.
Well, I got a 22 Toyota GR86.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm not mad about that at all.
Yeah, I think honestly, I mean I have to wait a few months because I just had to put a down payment, and then I got on the list. But I was like, I wanted to see what you guys' take on it.
No, fuck yeah, it's a Toyota. Toyotas rock. I mean, I'm not exactly like hyped about the Boxer, but I mean, fuck it. It's a Toyota still. It has the port and direct injection system, which is
Yeah, I mean, I found out that they're already releasing the taking like the 23s into dealerships and stuff.
Mhm.
And I figured out the only difference between this upcoming year and last year's version is you can get it in like a special edition orange.
oh,
But
that's
it's
pretty
like
sick.
the same
Get it in
color.
orange?
No, I
They're,
got mine in a Eclipse blue.
They're making about the same output as the old GT86s.
So,
A little bit more though. But it's still the same Boxer motor. But thankfully, you got the Toyota instead of the Subaru because the Subarus don't have the port injection like the Toyotas do, which is sick.
man, I have absolutely no idea what I just said was.
So the
I know
Subarus only
everything
have
he
direct
just said.
injection.
There goes Vroom.
For exactly. So, but like a lot of cars, like a lot of them contain same engines. They're produced of the same thing. So why is there such a drastic difference between so many of them? Or at least, I guess a better question: why are people so adamant that there's a drastic difference between them?
Well,
Well,
there are
like
some
I was saying,
provable, like differences in not even just like how they're like the parts they put in them, but the like the workmanship of them.
Well, I can
Toyota
explain
is
it.
like notoriously fucking detailed on their fucking manufacturing, especially like the sports cars.
Well, it's kind of that, but it's a lot of their technology too. Like Toyota puts a lot of different technology for reliability specifically that a lot of companies don't. Like most Toyota and Lexus products have port and direct injection. It's the DS4 injection system or whatever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
Or D4S. So like the BRZ, the Subaru variant of the GT86 will only have direct injection, resulting in the intake valves having a lot of carbon buildup, and they'll get stuck. It won't flow air as well, and just generally will cause reliability issues. Whereas with the Toyota having both direct and port injection, that port injection is cleaning off the intake valves of carbon, making it increasing longevity of the motor and valve train in general. But
Yeah,
Brandon is
they're
right too with their just general build quality.
just fucking straight direct injection on gasoline motors is the
yeah.
worst thing fucking possible.
Yeah.
I would rather have just straight port injected motors rather than direct inject fucking gasoline motors.
Yep, honestly, because like what I was saying, if you just have direct injection without port injection, since we have EGR and the crankcase pressure gets put right back into the intake, you get oily exhaust, like oily carbony air in the intake, which builds up carbon just everywhere on the valves and in the intake on your throttle body. Whereas if you have the port injection, it kind of sprays gas on all of that and cleans it.
Jesus Christ.
And I did want my newest vehicle to be like, I was looking into Tesla, but the thing is that it's just the build quality, man.
Bro, Teslas are fucking dog shit.
They really are. I've heard people going from Teslas to Porsches and saying that the Tesla feels like a toy car, like it's plasticky.
Yeah.
I've had people go from Teslas to Volkswagens and say the Tesla felt plasticky.
Tesla's still fast. Like, I mean, depending on which one you get, it's still crazy fast. It just
Have
that
you
doesn't matter when.
have you seen the frame damage that causes though?
Oh no.
Bro,
You
they'll
fully
like
torque it up and
they're fast and they're powerful, but the frames aren't built to fucking take it, so they've been snapping motor mounts. And
Wait,
they've
on
been
what?
on Teslas.
Really? I haven't even heard about that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, they've been snapping motor mounts and snapping like cross members.
Rip,
Because
dude.
yeah,
Too much
well,
power.
because they're fine going 0 to 60 full out like every once in a while, but people have been just
flooring
0
it
to
every
60
second they can get.
Well, dude, have
every
you
time
ever
they come to
seen?
a stop sign.
Yeah, you see any Tesla driver, and they always like use all of the power to get up to like 70 miles per hour, and then just coast. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you're like, what?
Yeah. No, so they've just been doing it repeatedly, and the entire frame of that car is aluminum.
Yep.
And it stress fractures super fucking easy.
Well, dude, with the torque of those electric motors, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna happen. I mean, especially whenever you have people who don't know how to like roll into it, they just fucking mat it
Just
every
slam it,
single
yeah.
time.
Yeah, they just mat it and they're fucking snapping motor mounts off and snapping cross members.
Yeah.
Michael, did you get the manual or the automatic?
I did get the automatic,
Okay.
just for convenience sake. I do know that the manual's a lot more fun.
Well, they
obviously.
last longer generally, but still,
Well, if you
yeah, they
drive
are
them
more.
properly.
Well, yeah,
And
but it's a sports car kind of thing. So I mean, a lot of people will buy the automatics and just dog on them, and you can, but you got to make sure you're getting it serviced regularly.
Yeah, and I was gonna go for the base model, but I did end up going for the premium.
Nice.
And I think the only difference is you get the 18-inch wheels, all black wheels, and heated seats, and then a duckbill like spoiler in the back.
Oh, gross.
Why did you decide to? You don't like duckbills?
No.
So why did you decide to go for the GT8 or GR86?
I mean, I feel like I wanted some type of sports car for my next vehicle, and I wasn't looking into something. There was no way I was gonna look into like a Porsche or like something insane. But it's a decent sports car for the price. Like it's also very affordable. So
Yeah.
that's why I was looking into it, and it was kind of like between that and the BRZ. But I really did like the look of the GR86 more, and like what all it had to offer. But like as soon as I went to dealerships to look, they were sold like immediately. If they
Yeah.
had some coming in, they were already pre-sold. It was insane. So eventually, they finally told me, "Hey, come on in. You can put down like a deposit for the vehicle, and we'll get it like shipped up here." So I'm basically waiting at this point.
Actually, I've already seen. I went to a track event last weekend, and that's why I was so tired for that podcast. And because my buddy took his Miata, and I saw a few, I think 2 or 3 of the new GT86s out on track. And they were doing pretty well.
Yeah, where I live, I think I've seen one, but that is about it. I don't see him. You don't see him driven around at all. Most
It's
of the
just
time.
crazy that they're like brand new and just selling so fast. I think it's because of how popular the old like BRZ GT86
Well, they
was.
also like revamped like the whole kind of just the look of it. Like it looks
Oh, yeah.
a lot beefier.
So Nick, you you said a Miata, and it just reminded me
Of the time we stole that one girl's Miata.
that too. But
Yeah.
Take people admitting to crimes. Let's go.
we brought it back.
Yeah, this is a
Doesn't make it
borrowing.
Does make it legal?
Well,
Makes it
you know,
more.
but
What were you? Yeah.
fucking. Do you remember what I always wanted to do to a Miata?
No. Lift it?
No,
Ah.
Drop
I
it.
wanted to put a fucking like a 360 V8 or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Just put like a small
Okay.
block.
So somebody fucking put a Hellcat motor.
Oh, no. I think somebody put a elephant in one.
I mean, it may be a Hellcat, but it's just a straight up fucking Hellcat motor.
Mm.
It's fucking
Dude, yeah, it's fucking
bonkers.
crazy what people will do to Miatas.
I have always wanted to do that though. Like I've always wanted to put a big V8 in a fucking Miata.
See, the only thing I would ever want to do with a car, like if I was ever to just spend a fuck ton of money, would take like a super small, really stupid looking car, like a smart car, and
Like a
then put a
Miata.
V8 on top of it and make it work. Like
On top of it?
on top, like I want the whole engine exposed. Like it's not gonna be a good car. Like it's mostly gonna be engine, but
I mean, people have put like high power street bike motors into Miata or not Miatas,
smart cars.
smart cars. And they're
Oh,
fucking
dude, like
fast.
fucking
They put
yeah,
a
I've seen the Gixxer
Hayabusa-
1000 swapped one.
Somebody did like a twin turbo Hayabusa
Oh,
swap into
dude.
it.
Hot boy.
Yeah, no, it was fucking fast. He said it was fucking weird to drive because it still uses the motorcycle
shifter.
transmission.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually
Oh, so you
fucking
have-
sick though.
But no, the clutch is on the floor,
Yeah.
but then it's like a sequential on the
Yeah.
stick. So it's one like forward one
Yeah,
is
one down,
is
two up.
first gear, and then 5 up
Yeah.
because it's a 6-speed. But he said it is fucking weird taking off because it's a motorcycle clutch, you know, that you usually have 2 inches of travel in your hand
Yeah.
Mhm.
on a pedal that you have 10 inches of travel with.
Oh my
He said it
god.
is fucking weird to take off in.
I bet. I wish I could try it. That'd be
Right.
kind of sick.
No,
Same.
that'd be the shit I would want to do if I was ever gonna customize a car. Would just be make like the stupidest shit. Like it wouldn't run well. It wouldn't do anything cool, but I just want it.
Ooh, I have some interesting news Brandon may be interested in.
Wow.
I learned, or I did my boater education course, and I launched a boat, docked a boat multiple times, and
I'm so proud of you.
I got it back on the trailer first try.
I am so fucking proud of
I
you.
did all of it first try, and I was riding some jet skis this week too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, I
was
was the captain, and dude, yeah, those jet skis were for a hoot.
Did you
What
make
kind
them
of
refer
jet skis
to
do you
you
guys-
as Captain Nick?
Yeah, they actually were. They were calling me the captain.
What kind of boat? What kind of
It-
jet skis?
It was a pontoon boat.
Gross.
So yeah, it was okay. It wasn't like fast or anything, but it was
Yeah.
pretty cool. It had just a 150 horse outboard on it.
Which
And
isn't
then we
bad. Like that's a pretty good motor.
we had some Yamaha 3-seater jet ski, and then we had a turbo Honda. The
Oh,
turbo Honda
shit.
was awesome. It would do like 55 on the water.
We nearly bought a turbo Honda.
Dude, they're fucking sweet.
Oh yeah.
That thing handled really well, and it was fast.
Oh yeah. No, my jet ski will do 55, 56.
Nice.
Dad's before he fucked it up would do 63.
Yeah, I plan on getting one of those Kawasaki 1500cc ones. That'll do
Hell
like
yeah.
60.
My next jet ski will be a Sea-Doo Spark Trix, just because I like to flip them around and jump them and shit, and that's the best one for it because it's super light, got plenty of power, and it's got a super wide range trim.
Yeah, I just don't like Sea-Doos.
Why don't you like Sea-Doos?
I don't think they're reliable.
They're one of the most reliable jet ski brands.
Nah.
Yes, yes, they are.
This is like the most middle class
Lost you've ever
white
been?
argument I've ever
Oh.
heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
I
Sea-Doo
prefer
are
the
reliable.
Sea-Doo jet skis because
I know. This is white privilege right here.
like
No,
what is it about jet skis that just scream white people to me? Like,
Because it's
I
mostly
mean-
fucking white middle class people that buy jet
but
skis.
why though?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you.
That's just
Jet skis are
that's
fun. I've
most
been on a
water
jet
sports,
ski.
though.
That's true, I guess. Yeah, what is white people's obsession with water sports or just boats?
I don't know actually. I mean,
don't
they're
either.
fun as fuck.
They are.
Oh, yeah.
But like, dude, every time, because one of our family friends had a couple boats when we were growing up, and so like, once a month we'd be like, hey, let's go to the lake and just go out on a boat. Like that's all you're doing is just sitting on a boat drinking. But it was a great ass time. You'd all get super sunburned. It was great.
I actually didn't get too sunburnt.
I
Thankfully.
never fucking. I don't like just riding on boats. I like going fast in boats, and I like tubing and skiing and shit like that.
Yeah, but not just chilling.
Not just chilling, unless I got a big old boat and a bunch of friends to chill with.
That's why
You
I
go
found two boats
kayaking?
sick.
Ooh man,
What?
I've never
Never been
kayaking.
What,
kayaking.
Michael?
Would you go kayaking?
I have not been kayaking. I've been canoeing.
Mm.
It's about the
I
same.
paddled a canoe almost all the way around. What the fuck was that lake?
That's
The
a weird name
Atlantic.
for a lake.
Uh,
The Atlantic.
The Atlantic. Yes, I canoed around the Atlantic.
Damn, that's impressive. All right.
Jesus Christ!
You heard it here first.
Lake Leon. It's over there, Eastland area. I fucking paddled a canoe almost all the way around that bitch.
See, I would not consider myself a privileged white person for the most part, but then I think about my childhood, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, no, I definitely was a privileged white person. Because I've been whitewater rafting, kayaking, sailing on all sorts of different boats. I've been on a cruise, I've been to Puerto Rico, I've been skiing
Fucking
usually once a year.
privileged
Like,
ass white kid.
I had a very privileged childhood growing up, and now I eat beans
Now you're
every
broke
day.
and can't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh man, life has a funny way of working.
Yep.
Crazy how times are changed between like our childhoods and then like
Right?
kids now.
And well, like the
mean,
real
I'm-
crazy part about it is that my parents, when I was a kid, were no better off money wise than I am now. Like they were probably making about the same I am now, with 3 kids, and we could still afford to do all this shit.
Yeah, because everything was fucking cheaper.
I know, and now I'm dying over here just feeding myself.
Dude, I remember they would complain like my parents. They would complain about the prices of shit. Like, gas is fucking $2. I'm like, damn, that sounds real good right about fucking now.
Right?
Bro, there was I saw a video the other day. It was from like, I don't know, the 90s or something. It was like a fairly old video. But it's just like scrolling across this mountain, like mountainscape. And the lady in the video is like, oh, gas down there is like 86 cents a gallon. And the guy was like, no, we won't be stopping there. It's too expensive.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Like, what?
You're like, damn, times really have changed.
Less than $1?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't even remember it ever being less than $1. What the fuck? Of course,
No.
I didn't start driving till 10 years ago, but
If you ever look up pictures on, or ever look up like certain gas stations around you, they'll have like old pictures on there. And I remember seeing one, and it was showing pictures of the gas prices, and it was like $1.74 or something like that.
God. See, I remember
Yeah.
that.
I remember it
and
being
then
that low.
I also
Same.
remember it getting above $5 at one point.
Oh yeah.
Back when we first started
like
driving.
back when we first started
Yeah.
driving, yeah. Because I remember I had a summertime job, and so I worked for $600 over the summer, and then that was all the money I had for like the entire year, and filling up my truck cost like $100, and I was like, oh no, I was like, I'm screwed.
Yeah, no, like literally when I first started fucking driving, it was like $5 a gallon, so we did not go anywhere.
Yep. I know. Well, that kind of leads into what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Do y'all think? Kind of curious to hear your
I don't.
opinions. I don't
No,
either.
not at
But
all.
do you think that it is the responsibility of the employee or the employer to dish out raises? Like, I guess what I'm saying, should the employee have to go ask for a raise, or should the employer be like, hey, you've been doing good. It's been, a year or whatever the fuck. You deserve a raise.
I think the employer.
Yeah.
So they should be watching their employees, seeing who's actually increasing production value.
Right? See, because
Yeah,
that
if they're
was,
not,
should
then they're
have
not
enough
actually
sense.
like, yeah.
because that's what I'm like, dude. It's like the employer should definitely be all about like, yo, you're doing a great job, doing good work. You should get a raise. But instead, like every place I fucking work at, you have to beg them every week. Once you hit a year, like, hey man, it's been a year, I need a raise. And they're like, I can give you 10 cents.
Then you're like, bitch, inflation, I need like $2.10.
Right? You're like, I need
Well,
at least $1.
So far for me, I've found that employers really like for you to want to be promoted. They don't really care about you wanting a raise. They want you to want to be promoted. Like I asked,
mean,
I
yeah.
asked my management why I hadn't been promoted yet, and they said, "Well, we didn't know you wanted to be." I was like, "What? Why the
Doesn't
fuck
want to be
wouldn't
promoted.
I?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
that's
mean,
kind of like
it's great if they want people to be promoted, but not everybody can be fucking promoted.
I mean, that's
so
fair.
they need a way to fucking keep the people doing the menial shit happy so they can keep doing the menial shit.
Right, which is where I get the raises thing, but our company has annual raises. I mean, that's generally a thing for inflation. Like that's all your
Yeah.
raises really are supposed to be there for, is to account for inflation.
Well,
Yeah,
man,
but none
again,
of them fucking do anymore.
yeah,
No,
like
I mean,
that's the thing is,
especially this year that fucking inflation is like 9 point
yeah,
something
it's
percent.
bad.
yeah,
I
like
mean,
even
I was gonna go ask for a raise, and I was gonna ask for 15%. And like
yeah,
in my
no,
mind,
the
I
max
was
I ever
like,
get is 6.
oh, I
Because
know.
that's
In my
only
mind,
a
I was like, that's
6%
bad.
raise.
Yeah, I was like, damn, that's a lot. But then I was like, no, inflation's through the roof. I haven't had a raise since I started. I was promised a 6-month raise, and that never happened. So like,
Yeah. No, I fucking asked for 15%. And,
I'm
and
going
when he
to.
says, oh, that's way too much, say no. You're only giving me a 6% raise. The other 9% is fucking inflation raise.
Yeah.
It's like I've been busting ass every goddamn day for fucking the same shit all year. I was supposed to get a 6-month raise. So give me 3% for the 6 months and 3% for right now.
Hell yeah.
And then 9% for to match fucking inflation.
Right. Well, the thing is that like I'm definitely gonna go ask for a raise, but I'm also looking for other jobs because I basically decided I want to find a new place that's gonna pay me a lot more.
Well, of course.
But I'm still gonna
but-
go ask for a raise. But we also have a new guy starting Monday, and
for $2 an hour more than you.
I'm gonna ask him when he starts. I'm like, hey man, what are you making? Because I swear to God, if he's making more than me, I'm driving straight to the shop. Like, yo, boss, what's going on?
What the fuck, boss?
Like, hey, so this new guy who has less experience than me is making more than me. What's that about? Like,
Yeah, it really
It
pissed me off
is.
at one of my jobs when I was actually in charge of a lot of people.
oh, I remember
And
this.
yeah, and because me and Jeremy worked together. Tell your side of the story.
Well, I just wanted to say it was like, I remember we all started, right? And I shadowed under Michael. Like, when I started, they stuck me with Michael and were like, hey, he's going to teach you how to do this. I said, sweet. And so we're going all this. So basically, I'm like, all right, Michael knows what's going on. He's been here forever. He's got it down. And then at one point, we're like, it's like 3 a.m. or something. We're unloading a truck. And Michael's sitting over there like, all right, you guys go do this, you guys go do that, everyone, you're in this department, blah, 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 blah. And then we started talking about pay raises, and Michael was like, it's like, yeah, man, I couldn't imagine getting paid as little as you guys. Like, man, I'm making so much more than y'all. And then we were like, so what are you making? And it was like $2 less than all of us.
At that point, I gave up on my job completely.
Yep. Well, dude, even like when that came out, all of us were like, dude, go ask for a raise, like right now, man. Like, what are
Go
you
tell
doing?
them, be like, hey, I heard some rumors that all of these brand new fucking guys are making $2 an hour more than me.
No, you don't even have to say it was a rumor. You're actually allowed legally.
Yeah,
to talk
you're
talk
allowed.
about it.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
definitely
just
told
say,
us. They definitely
Hey,
told
these
us
guys
not
are
to.
making more.
Dude, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every time like we went in to get a raise, they were like, "Yeah, don't go tell everyone about it, because some people didn't get as much as you." And I'm like, "Fuck you!" That kind of reminds me of back when COVID started and they were furloughing a lot of the employees, and it was during a truck night, I think. So there were like basically the whole operations team was there, and we're all in the warehouse unloading trucks, getting called one by one into the office to be told if we're going to be fired or not, basically. And literally, at the end of every conversation, they're like, all right, don't go bragging about whatever, because some people got fired, don't want to make them feel bad. The second the person walked back through the warehouse door, everyone was like, yo, so you still here or what? Like just screaming about it. Good times.
Usually, if we were upset if we didn't get fired.
Right? Like, fuck this place. I don't know, it's just so dumb to me that they... Well, because also, like, while we both worked there, they raised, like, the minimum starting up to 15 an hour. So if you weren't making 15 an hour, you got booted up to 15 an hour, and then if you were making above 15, you got, what was it, I think it was like a 10% raise or something like that. But we had a guy that had been there for, I think, like 10 or 15 years. And all of us, part-time newbies that had been there less than a year started getting 15, and he got a 10% raise up to like 16 and was livid. Like, because he's like, I've been here so fucking long, and you guys are only making like $1 less than me. I was like, yeah, man, sucks to suck. I don't know.
Yeah, I was really excited when I heard the news, but like from other people, I could see why they would be upset because they were there for so long to get to that pay, and now all of a sudden everyone's,
Yeah,
where they're
everyone's
at.
working more. Yeah, but it shouldn't be that you're upset at your coworkers for getting paid as much as they are. You should be upset
Yeah.
at your employer for not giving you more.
Of course.
Right?
Like, your coworkers are in the same boat as you. That's why we should all unionize.
See, I
People
still
tried.
don't understand the difference. Like, why some people hate unions and the other people like them.
I don't really know.
Employers don't like
Yeah,
unions.
employers don't like unions, and I
No,
think
I've
it's
heard-
like,
A lot of employees, like Gen Xers, tell me,
Yeah.
"Oh, unions are awful. They just lower your pay and all
well,
this
see, I
other
think
crap."
it starts with the employer not liking it, and like almost like a disinformation campaign of them
course.
like you gotta pay your dues at union, so they're taking your paycheck and they don't even do anything for you. They're just wasting time, and they don't even like good work. They'll just hire anybody, and like, no, not really.
Well, your union dues are there to pay for like attorneys and shit, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit, but it's also like a lot of unions, they won't take dues, like they won't take dues out of your paycheck until they get you a raise. So like they'll basically fight to get you like a 15% raise, and then they'll take 1% of that as dues.
Huh.
Yeah, and
Didn't
then
know
they like I hear the argument a lot of like, union workers are trash because union workers can't be fired. You're like, no, they can be fired. you just have to give a reason why you're firing them. You can, like, because since especially in Texas, where is it at will work?
Will.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah, so you don't have to put in your
Yeah.
2 weeks.
well, no, not even that. The employers don't have to give a reason to fire you. They can just be like,
Yeah,
bye,
they can
get the
just-
fuck out.
Yeah.
Like, it almost gets them in more trouble if they give you a reason. They can basically just be
Mhm.
like, you're fired. We don't want you here. But if they're
Yeah.
like, you're fired, we think you're ugly, then it gets them in trouble. So, but so they, like, unions basically just make it to where, like, if you fire someone, it has to be based on something. Like, you have to be like, oh, their productivity is real low. They're not, they're late every single day. They, do shit work. Like, you just have to justify it.
That's actually pretty cool. I mean,
I know. That's why I wish there was unions were more popular in Texas, but they never will be.
no, dude.
Nope.
We're gonna be stuck like this forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that makes me want to move out of state. But I think my mom would kill me if I tried to move away.
Probably.
You guys and your mothers who don't like you guys to move.
Nice.
Granted, mine doesn't want me to move like out of state, but
Dude, every time I go home, the first thing my parents say are like, "So you should move back home with us. We'll give you a discount on rent." And I'm like, "No."
Right.
you're like, never.
You're like, I don't
I
want
hate you, Mom.
to.
That just sounds like a terrible time. Who wants to go live in a small ass town with like 10,000 people in it and they're all crackheads?
Yeah, see, the crackhead part kind of is what throws me off. Like, I'm okay with living in a small town. I just don't like crackheads.
Most small towns are crackheads, though. It's just how it is.
They really are.
Yeah.
Especially
Oh, yeah, we-
small Texas
Most big
towns.
towns are crass.
Me and Brandon know. I don't know
Oh,
about
yeah.
Michael.
No, Michael's
Michael, are you from a
born and
small
raised
town?
big city.
No, I mean, I'm from Lubbock.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah.
City boy!
So, woo!
Just kidding. No, I think even Lubbock is still like kind of a small town
It
in a way.
is. Yeah, I mean,
It's
it has
definitely
a
smaller than a lot.
population of like 250,000,
I
something
think
like
we're up
that.
to like
Yeah.
300,000 at this point, right?
I mean, yeah, it's growing every year. Definitely. And
Dude,
so we're
Brandon.
definitely expanding.
Yes.
Did you know that both Sand Springs and Cahoma combined is only 1,400 people?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fucking
Good
tiny.
Good shit.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But still, like, Lubbock is kind of like a Midland to me.
Yeah.
So it's not really like
It's-
city.
It's a small big town.
It's about the same size as Midland and Odessa combined.
Yeah. Even though I
I
feel like
kind of
there's
envy
just not much
the-
to do in Lubbock.
No, there's not.
There's not.
There's nothing to do in Big Sand Springs or Cahoma either.
Oh
Yeah. Well,
Jesus
those are
Christ! there's
tiny-ass
absolutely
towns.
Nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I mean, I envy the people that have like go to these really small towns, and like I don't know, there's a population of like probably like 10,000, something like that, and
Yeah.
everybody in the class knows each other,
Oh god, no.
and so you have a graduating class of like I don't know, like 60,
I mean,
and you
so
graduate at the
Oh.
top of your class.
You were describing all three of us basically. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
sucks.
probably
It
lived in the
sucks.
biggest of the three towns out of us.
Yeah.
I'm from Sweetwater, population 10,000 when I graduated. My graduating class was 86. And
Wow.
I knew
Ours.
every single one of them. I hated all of their guts. They were all crackheads. It was a terrible time.
Bro,
I mean,
I
our ones are
graduated
huge.
with 48 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem
And
with like having
I
such a
knew-
small population too is like everybody knows literally everything about you,
Yeah.
and like there's no getting away from any kind of drama.
So, best example. One time in high school, right? I had a girlfriend that lived in the next town over. It was about 15 minutes away. I drove out to her house at like midnight, right? And not supposed to be out there because I'm a rebel. It had
Yeah.
just rained the night before, so I got my
Mhm.
truck stuck in the mud.
Oh god damn it.
I, granted, again, in the next town over, went over and there was a person, they had a big, like, Bronco lifted with, like, mud tires on it in their front car,
Mhm.
in their front. I was like, okay, maybe these people will I'll pull my truck out, right? And so I knock on their door, wait, and they're like, "Oh, hello, what can I do for you?" I was like, "Hey, I'm real sorry. I'm stuck in the mud out front. Could you help me?" Like, absolutely. And so we're making small talk. Again, I don't know why I told them my actual name, but they were like, "Oh, your mom works at the high school, right?" And I was like, uh, uh, yeah." Like the next town over, they knew my mom, and so then like the next week after that, my mom and one of our friends who was also a teacher at our high school, we were over at their house, and they're like, "So Jeremy, we heard you were out at Roscoe last week," and I was like, well, who said that? Crazy.
Yep.
I got ratted out by someone from another town.
Yep.
Yup.
It was
Dude,
rough.
so ass.
It was a rough time. So
Yeah,
that's
that was
what-
the thing. Is like all of our parents knew each other, or at
Mhm.
least knew who each other were. All of us knew who each other were, so there was like no just getting around shit.
Yeah, like you couldn't like if you had a falling out with people, then the whole town fucking hated you. Like
Yeah,
For your whole family, like it was like a family thing. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
a few people. It was like the whole family hated the whole other family.
right?
yep.
Well, because I don't know about y'all, but we had a couple teachers. The most notorious, her name was Mrs. Brentz. She'd been teaching for like 40 something years. She's taught like 6 generations of Sweetwaterans. So like people would come in, and we, first day we'd introduce all ourselves. She's like, "Oh, is your mom this person?" They'd be like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, I taught her. She was a terrible student. You're a terrible student. Go to the principal."
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Dude, my brother made my life hell.
see, I feel like I got lucky. My sisters were goody two shoes. So.
No,
Same.
dude, all of my
Yeah.
teachers were like, "Oh God, another page," and I'm like, "Fuck,
And all
fuck."
of
They know my
all-
dad and my brother. Fuck.
So all of the teachers are like, "Oh God, another page," and then I would walk in, they'd be like, "Oh great, another Coker."
Yep, all of them always loved Brandon, and I'm like, "Oh, yep, just shit on me."
It
Right?
was the best.
Always awful.
But, yeah. Well, see, that's because I was kind of like on Brandon's side. Since my mom was a teacher and both of my sisters were good students, I got away with so much shit. Like,
Not me.
so much. It was great.
Dude, I would fucking breathe wrong, and the teacher would fucking give me that evil eye. I'm like, okay, all right, I'll just fucking sit here in silence. Shit.
Man, I remember one time we were in this class. I don't remember what it was. It was like some speech class, but it was like a definition blow off class, and everybody knew it. And so me and some
Mhm.
friends were sitting in the back, and we were drawing in the textbooks. And like the day before, I know, rebel. The day before, one of my
Rascal.
friends had got caught and got sent to detention, and then the next day, I was doing it, and the teacher was like, "Jeremy," I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing." She was like, "Erase it." I said, "Okay," and I just erased it and closed the book, and nothing
Oh.
happened.
You bitch.
It was great. It was a great.
Could never
times.
be me.
God damn it.
No, my high school life was easy.
Sounds like it. No, high school was a trip.
Oh yeah.
See,
It is
Michael,
weird because
I'm-
there's like that favoritism.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. But I'm more curious, Michael, like people that grew up with giant high school classes, like that shit doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I don't
Right?
think mine wasn't definitely I mean, I've heard of people's being like way bigger than what mine was a little over 600
Yeah,
graduating.
this is what I graduated at Midland, which was the same.
And so like I see people, graduate. I know someone that graduated with a class of it was like less than 20.
Well, that's my
So-
dad. My dad graduated with a class of 6. He
And I'm
always
like,
says he
damn.
was in the top 10, but he was 6 in his class.
I
love that
And so I'm like, like you have these kids that are graduating with a class of 6,
Yeah.
top of their class, and I'm over here like with 600 plus people that I have to compete with,
Right?
and I'm like, it's just not fair. It's not
Dude,
fair.
Yeah, I get that because like I did not try in high school like at all. Didn't study, constantly didn't do homework. I was 8th in my class, so I was top 10 and I didn't do jack shit.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just I wish I'd gone to a bigger high school because I feel like I hated most of the kids in my class because, especially like small town Texas, there's a huge uh like push on football and sports and stuff. And then me and my 4 friends didn't do any sports, and so we were like the outcast group of the high school.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Brandon were kind of like in the group of outcasts, kind of. Brandon was
Yeah.
definitely more of a popular, like, ish kid. He was never like, neither of us were really like the fucking coolest cats in town, but
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
we did kind of hang out with a band of misfits,
For sure.
which
I
is
was more
cool.
like the class clown. I
Same.
didn't
I
really
believe
care,
that.
but I got along with everybody pretty much.
Yeah. That's fair. That's the thing is I feel like no one hated me, but I hated everyone else, so.
Exactly. That's how I was.
I was like, oh, Jeremy, he's nice, he's cool. I'm like, fuck you!
They secretly don't know. But I haven't talked to. I think I've only talked to one person ever since high school. Like I
Yeah.
graduated high school, so like most of them, everyone I knew just kind of parted ways or had kids or something.
Right? Yeah. I mean, that's like,
And
I had a bunch of really close friends, but we all went to different towns for college, and I just immediately stopped talking to all of them.
yeah. I mean, Nick is the only one from high school that I still talk to.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Brandon and Noah that I still talk to, which I don't think we've had Noah on the podcast yet.
We have
Oh, we
not.
should,
We
though.
need to. That would be
Yeah.
fun.
I don't know. It's definitely like a whole different ecosystem to like going from a real small school to a real big school.
Yep. It is.
I don't know.
Well, you feel so insignificant at a big school.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like I felt
Well,
like a nobody. I was just like, nobody knows me. Nobody even is aware of me half the time. Fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, it was really fun because the summer of 4th grade, I lived in Colorado with my dad, and I started school down there. And me and my brother both decided, no, this is fucking dumb. We do not want to go to school here. So,
Colorado kids are weird.
Oh, dude, dude, that and the fucking teacher, the every other word out of her mouth was "you guys," and it drove all of us fucking insane. And I got fucking I got bullied for saying y'all.
I mean,
And
good.
so
You don't need to say y'all.
The kid that mainly bullied me, I ended up fucking punching him in the goddamn face. And then we didn't go to that school anymore.
Nice.
And when I got back, everybody was like, "Oh, where were you? What happened? Where were you?" And I was like,
I punch people.
I punch people. Yeah, no, I was in fucking Colorado for like 4 months.
Right.
It was great during the summer because, I mean, Dad was at work all the time. Me and my brother would just ride our bike basically wherever the fuck we wanted to go. But it was in a town about the same size. So when I went to school, there was only like, each like little class was probably like 15, 18 people. So it was about the same size. Just the fucking cultural difference we could not fucking get over.
Dude, yeah, it's a trip.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird. Weird.
Especially going to a
times.
different state. Dude, even
Yeah.
each state's like a different country
Oh yeah.
as far as culturally.
Basically. I
Pretty
feel
sick.
like now we're all starting to become more and more similar.
Yeah.
I mean, kinda. I just feel like we don't travel as much because of COVID.
Yeah.
That's fair. Did you hear Biden got COVID?
Yeah. He was
Kamala
mild.
Harris be over there fucking sweating, waiting. She's like, "It's my
Mhm.
turn now,
Let's
motherfuckers."
go.
You guys
He's
hear
got-
that
got Biden.
the spot he fell off his bike is now a national landmark?
No, is
What
it?
the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
No, is that
How
that
is
dead
that
ass or
labeled
is
as
that a
That's
meme?
hilarious.
That's dead ass. You can look it
No.
up on Google
What
Maps,
the
and I think
fuck?
it's Joe something. I forgot what they called it, but
Joe War Memorial.
it's something. It's just now a national. Like it now also has its own bike trail
Oh my
where
god.
that landmark is at.
Jesus.
So like,
You can fall
you can
off
fall
your bike
over
in
where
the same
Joe
spot
Biden did.
Jesus Christ.
Have a
God,
Jomo.
Hilarious. I love that shit.
Oh my god, that's fucking perfect.
Dude, it's
See,
so
most people
funny.
have Mojo. He has a Jomo.
It's a Jomo. It's so funny how like the president of the U.S. is now basically just like a reality TV show.
Fucking we had Trump, now we got Bumbling Joe.
No. We ain't ever gonna get a good
Creepy.
president. It's fine.
Nah, yeah, our next president's gonna be fucking Bill Cosby.
Oh god.
Oh, God.
Is he in prison still? Did he go to prison?
Yeah, he went to prison. I don't know if he's still there.
Still there or not? I mean, probably almost dead at this point. He was what, like
Yeah, he's a
70 or
perfect
80?
candidate.
Honestly,
He's a
yeah,
fucking
you're
perfect candidate. I'm down. Fuck
Man,
it.
I'm kind of worried to look into like. Or I'm worried for who our next president's gonna be because I feel like it's gonna be just as bad.
Like
Right?
president's just like king or queen. It doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't, except that they can actually make some shit happen if they try. Like, executive orders and shit. They do have a little
Yeah.
bit of pull. They shouldn't. Like, why does it make sense to give one person the power of billions? Like,
Right.
it makes no goddamn sense, but they can.
Welcome to America.
so that
Boomer.
spot
Bet you
where his
fucking up.
national landmark is, it is on Google Maps. You can look it up, and it is called Brandon Falls. That is what it's called.
God damn.
That's
Is
fucking
there like
awesome.
a little chalk outline of like him laying on the ground or something?
I wish.
Oh, that's
That would be
fucking great.
That would be so good. Oh man.
I'm surprised he didn't break a hip.
Right?
I'm surprised he didn't get hurt at all.
I'm surprised he didn't die, honestly. He's so fucking old.
Holy
Actually.
shit.
Man, that's
Wonder-
hilarious.
Wonder if we're ever gonna have like a decent president.
Probably not.
Because so far, every president, like in the past, fucking, I don't know. I mean, the past
20
like
years?
fucking 20 presidents
Yeah, we're
have been
kinda
kind
hot
of
trash. Yeah, no
Well, I
matter
mean,
what
at
we've
this
had
side
a
they
few
fell
good
on.
ones.
Ever since fucking Lincoln, they've been shit.
God, that's a long ways to go back.
That's like
Yeah,
I don't even know how many.
16?
Yeah, I think so.
some shit like that.
I mean, at this point, everyone thinks they can run for president. Like,
Well,
I mean,
'cause
you
Trump did it, so everybody can do it.
You just
yeah.
have to be popular, honestly.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I'm still voting fucking Kanye 20 whatever he
God
Oh,
no,
goodness.
dude. Kanye is a fucking asshole.
fucking unstable bipolar
he's-
fucking
Probably the only person that I could say is more egotistical than Trump was. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Which,
Kanye
yeah.
thinks he's the actual, like, god. Like,
Yeah.
he's a little crazy sometimes. But,
yeah,
you know, some of his music's pretty good.
some keyword.
Some,
scoop-diddy whoop. Whoopty poopty scoop. Scoopty poopty. Whoopty scoop. Boop.
God.
Oh, that's his best song ever.
So, if you guys could nominate one person to be president, who would you want to be president?
My mom.
Okay, fair. I also vote for Brandon's mom.
I haven't
2
met
votes, let's go.
Brendan's mom.
Hey, she'd be better than Biden and Trump's.
I mean, I already said Bill Cosby, so
Oh god.
God.
That is not a good idea.
See, I would just
hey
vote for
man, hey,
myself.
it's not the first time we've had a creepy president. so-
Bro, Bill Cosby just combines Joe Biden and
And Bill
Obama.
Clinton. Oh.
Wait, because he's
Because-
black?
Because he's got the black like Obama and the
Okay.
child molester like Joe Biden.
All right, racist. Got it.
It's true though.
I just like.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You like associated Bill Cosby with Obama solely because they're black. Like that's the only reason.
What other draw am I going to get between the two of them?
You could have chosen anyone else besides Obama.
That's fucking hilarious,
Could have
dude.
been like, he's,
Oh my
he's
God.
a mixture between Trump and Biden. He's got Biden's pedophilia and Trump's egotistical narcissism. Boom.
But Bill Cosby was so wholesome.
Oh yeah, dude.
All right, Puddin.
Before the world knew about him raping children.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't children. It was just women.
Oh, yeah.
Women.
Young women.
It's just women.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Jinx, Jeremy, you owe me a goddamn Coke.
I'll have to take out a loan.
Oh yeah, give him a Coke. Give him a Coke, Jeremy. It's not spiked.
I'm gonna mail it to you. I'm gonna
Yes,
put it in
mail
a
me a
Ziploc
single-
bag, not even in a can or something, because you can't mail compressed gases, Brandon. Come on, everyone knows that. Pfft,
It's not a compressed gas.
there's carbon dioxide in it.
I mean, there is carbon in it,
Yeah,
yes.
see, I'm right both ways.
God, you're an idiot.
What about the new Pepsis?
Oh, the
Ooh,
nitros?
Nitro Pepsi?
Yeah.
Yo,
Are they
Okay.
they carbonated
Alright.
or are they not carbonated? What
they're
was that?
nitrogen infused.
Ooh, nitrogenated?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like nitro cold brew and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Loopholes.
They're okay. Me and Nick talked about it on our solo podcast.
Yeah, I asked Brandon about it because he's tried it. I still haven't tried it.
No,
I'll say me and Michael both tried them. They're not bad. I liked them.
I think
I just-
when we went to Atlanta, Georgia, I had like 4 or 5 on
Yeah,
the way
like-
back.
Well, it's funny because that was
Jesus.
when y'all had your and Nick's
yeah.
podcast because I was gone to Atlanta with Michael, and so on the way back, Michael, every gas station we stopped at just about, Michael
He
got
bought
a
one?
nitro at it.
What was it after you listened to the podcast?
No, I don't think we
Uh,
listened to the podcast. We were
no,
just
yeah.
trying-
No, we saw a commercial about it.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then well, we were like at our Airbnb. There was like a commercial for it, and we were like, oh, we should go try those. And then
Well, did
I
you
was
keep buying
hoping
them
y'all-
because you liked them?
It was so funny because the day before, Jeremy was like, "You're gonna forget. We already know you're gonna forget." And I remembered every gas station.
It's funny that we independently talked about them, and
yeah, and we went and bought a bunch of them.
yeah,
Yeah, good times. I know. I also want to point it out because of that trip that now Michael is the only one here that I've slept with.
Oh shit!
Okay.
Got him. Let's go.
Fucking bumping uglies.
Bumping
Like,
donuts.
Fuck yeah, dude.
No, I'm just kidding. But
fucking
Michael,
hell.
you're a very warm sleeper. You should get some like
It was an
cooling
experience.
sheets or something. You know,
It was
Bro, I'm the
actually it was
same
really
way.
humid out there.
really was. But you know,
Yeah,
it's
it's
Atlanta.
fucking Georgia.
Oof.
But it's
Yeah.
it's like far inland Georgia.
Doesn't fucking matter.
You know.
Yeah,
that
Georgia's
or-
like surrounded by water, isn't it? Oh, except for
it's
like,
got like the east coast of it is water, but then
yeah, but Georgia's not that big.
not really.
So
no.
like, inland Georgia's not that far
Yeah,
from
it's
the
not that far off.
ocean.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I mean, you
You're-
can say
you're
that
like-
about everywhere.
You're thinking that everywhere is fucking Texas, where
Yeah,
it's
it's
you know,
8 hours
we-
just to
we
the
have
next
a
big town.
coastline, but it's 12 hours away.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
ain't
West
wrong.
Texas is dry as a fucking bone. Then you come to like Houston and it's fucking wet.
Yep.
It's
Swim,
just wet.
swim around Houston.
Yeah,
Swim
you just,
through the
you
water.
swimming through the air.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah,
no.
fuck Houston, cause goddamn, fuck it.
I think it
Too
was
fucking humid.
like a couple podcasts ago. You guys were talking about the roads, like
Yes.
how bad they were, and then like going on like as a I-20, and I mean, you wouldn't imagine how many like traffic stops we got into because of wrecks.
So
Mhm.
many.
Apparently, it is so difficult to go straight.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
dude, fucking people are so dumb on the highway. I don't understand how they fuck it up so bad.
It is extremely hard to go straight, Nick.
I mean, I've been going straight my whole life. I don't know.
I mean, same, but I don't know. The world's changing.
Fair. It's getting harder and harder to be straight nowadays.
It's just like all the genders. Now your driving's getting fluid.
You've never made a minor lane change?
Hey, I was really lonely. All right, that Craigslist ad was looking real good.
Whoa.
You're still going straight.
Hey, just because I took a small detour doesn't change the end course. All right, you know, like.
Detour.
Oh, fuck.
Man, but it was what was it? We were stuck for like an hour or two outside Dallas, just stuck
On
in
the way
fucking
back.
traffic.
I mean, it was, I think on the way back when we hit Dallas, we hit 5 o'clock traffic. It was perfect timing.
Mhm.
And we were in like hour traffic. And then what was the town that we hit after Dallas that had that huge traffic jam?
Abilene?
Was it Abilene?
Weatherford.
It might have been like
Worth.
outside Ranger.
Oh.
Cause that,
Either
like,
way,
right,
it
like,
wasn't
Ranger
even
Hill.
Yep.
it wasn't even a wreck, but we were in traffic like at a complete stop for like at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a wreck. It was just the 2 lanes being changed into 1.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
yep.
and everybody,
People do not know how to handle that.
all motor functions just were lost.
Because
Yeah.
the one lane that it's like merging into starts slowing down. So everybody and their fucking mother thinks they're gonna get ahead of it
Yeah.
by getting in the fucking other lane, and they end up fucking.
Well, I think the real problem is people in the lane that's not shutting down, not leaving a gap for the people that are in the lane that's being shut down.
All right, no.
Like-
all right, if I've been
Like,
patient,
I see people
all right?
fucking riding each other's ass because they don't want to let the
Yeah,
people whose
no,
lane is
yeah,
shutting
That's
down.
me.
Fuck
That's
you,
me.
fuck you,
Yeah,
Nick.
fuck you,
all right?
Brandon.
No, not fuck Brandon. Fuck you, Nick. I've been patient. I've been waiting in this slow ass lane because I knew it was merging. I was waiting for my spot. You don't deserve to get over here. You weren't being patient.
Right, but that makes no sense. You're only making the problem worse.
No, I'm making the problem worse for you.
No,
You're making it worse for everyone.
if we're coming up to the fucking thing at the same time and everybody's zippering in, that's fine.
Right,
I
because
only
everybody
like
should be. This is the problem, though. Is everybody needs to be leaving a gap, a
Well,
car
yeah.
length or 2 in between each other. That way, you can all zipper properly and not
Yes.
like fucking try and
But
shove 2 cars into 1 car spot.
I'm not talking about zippering properly. I'm talking about the assholes who think they can get ahead by
Well,
fucking.
yeah, they're fucking assholes. But
say you're merging into the right lane, but the right lane slowed down because everybody's zippering in, and this asshole comes from fucking speeding up on the left lane and trying to get in front of you. You're like, no, fuck you, fuck off. You can wait and get behind my ass because
Yeah.
I'm not letting you in.
Yeah. You're like,
Brandon,
I
when they
learned my
go-
patience from VeggieTales, all right? You should go watch it.
when they go low, we go high, boys. You're supposed to just let
No,
it be.
you go
let
low
them-
or you punch
let-
him in the shin.
in the dick.
They punch me in the fucking knee. I'm punching him in the goddamn ankle.
Hell yeah, dude, go straight for the toe, all right? You kick him
Fucking-
right in the pinky.
Big.
You guys are vicious.
toe.
I mean, but no, you're right. Like, we should all just let everybody merge in, but there's always that just bit of spite in it.
Yeah,
I
just
mean, it sounds like
be fucking patient. Don't fucking come blasting up the closed lane at fucking 80 miles an hour and expecting me to let you in
Yeah.
as we're coming up to the merge.
I know,
Well,
that's-
there were. I think we were at a point where we were stopped right before an exit, so people were tired of waiting, so they'd take the exit, and then they would try to merge back on, but it was still
Yeah,
at
like-
a standstill.
yeah.
So
Yep.
we had people passing us, and then people were having to let them in because they were being impatient.
Yeah, so they were just causing more of an obstruction down the lane.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not fun.
Traffic is always
jackasses.
kind of fascinating to me, like how it just gets started, because it's just like probably one asshat that cut someone off, so they had to slam on their brakes, and then that caused a ripple
Oh.
effect of everyone else slamming on their brakes, and
Do-
now
do
there's a
you know
traffic jam.
Do you know how most traffic jams start?
I mean, is it people not paying attention? I don't fucking know.
Right on
Somebody
a Reggie.
somebody taps their brakes.
Yeah.
They don't slam on their brakes. They don't come to a stop. They tap on their brake. They turn their brake lights on.
And then everybody behind them slams on their brakes.
And then the next car behind them hits their brakes harder. The next car behind them hits their brakes harder. And now all of a sudden, it's this fucking ripple that now there's just fucking stop.
Yeah.
Well, you're not wrong.
No, I mean,
that's
did you
how
ever
traffic
see?
jams start.
Yeah, well, did you ever see
Yeah.
that MythBusters where they basically just made a circle and everyone was driving in cars and then they like randomly radioed to one person like, "Hey, tap your brakes,"
Tap your brake.
and
Yep.
everyone just stopped because I mean it makes
Yeah.
sense, right? Like the person in front, even if they're not slowing down, like they just engage their brake light. The person behind them has no idea how hard they're braking, so they have to brake harder. Then the person behind them has to brake harder and harder and harder until you're at a stop. And so,
Right, but this is where it fucks me up because anytime my mom rides with me, I do that, or I don't hit my brakes as soon as I see brake lights. I let out of the gas and will
Yeah.
coast and let it engine brake until I see a point where I'm like, okay, I have to brake now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just judging how far away they are, and my mom's like, they're stopping. I'm like,
No, they're not.
She's like, why? She's like, start slowing down. I'm like, why? Why would I do that? They're not like this car. Like my car, I know has better brakes than theirs, and even if they slam on their brakes, I'm still not gonna hit them.
yeah.
Like I promise, we'll be fine.
Well,
But
that's
it's because everybody sees brake lights and immediately gets on their brakes is what causes the problem. If you see brake lights, just let out of the throttle until you see them getting close quickly.
yeah, but it's also like, again, I'm a very cautious person for the most part, especially when driving. I don't know what this other person is thinking. They could just, be slowing down for some random reason. They could be about to make a hard U-turn. Like,
No,
you
I
have
can confirm
no fucking
people just
idea.
use their brakes for no reason
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
all the fucking time.
Well, it's also, I remember having a conversation with someone like, theoretically, we should all, at a green light, everyone just watches the green light, and the second it hits green, everyone gun it. Everyone in the line just go. Because
Well, that won't work because our cars don't make equivalent power. But that theory is
Should.
correct. Like if you
Exactly.
all let off of the brakes at the same time and go, like that's what I do. I watch the light and then I see the light turn green, so I let off my brakes.
Yeah,
But
then
the person in front of me is
move.
still fucking sitting there on their brakes until the car in front of them moves, and I'm
Right.
like, oh well, I'm getting back on my brakes now because you're not moving.
Yeah, because now
Yeah,
I got
no, they're
to.
just fucking over there twiddling their dicks.
Oh, they're twiddling the fuck out of them dicks.
I can't stand people that make a complete stop to make a right turn.
Dude,
Oh,
yeah.
bro. Oh my
Jesus
God.
Christ.
You're telling me.
Don't get me goddamn started.
I'm like,
On
It's
my
bad.
life, I don't understand.
Especially when it's like fucking like going into like a parking lot and it's a big ass wide entrance, smooth transition between the road and the parking lot,
Oh yeah.
and they fucking come, and it's not like there's a separate turn lane. No, it's a fucking full driving lane that you just turn out of.
Yeah.
And they come to a complete goddamn stop and then creep into it at like half a mile an hour.
Dude, right? I hate that
Oh my
shit.
God. You're the
You're
reason
gonna
I hate people.
Like, you're the reason wrecks happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude,
instantly makes me want to press on the gas and just speed off.
right? Like, as soon as they get clear,
Same.
you just gun it, and you're like, fuck
Yeah.
you!
Same.
Or people like Odessa's really bad about just like having like turns off of the highway.
Yeah.
So there's not a turn lane or anything, just turns off the highway. Like, motherfucker, if it's a turn on the highway, don't fucking stop in the middle of the goddamn 65 mile an hour highway. Fucking veer off into the fucking median and then turn.
Oh no, fuck you. We do what we want.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna come complete stop. You're gonna wait.
I think that's really it. People just don't look. They don't watch their mirrors at
Yeah.
all.
Or
to,
they're
like,
just. I just think people are inconsiderate. Not
fuck,
not
I was-
intentionally. They just don't think about it. Like they're like,
I
oh yeah,
think one of
I
them
need to turn this direction. I'm gonna stop and turn this direction.
I was coming home a few minutes ago and I was like, I looked over at the stoplight and the dude, his toolbox lid was up. And I was like, I wonder if he knows his toolbox lid is up. And my girl was like, well, he has to. I was like, he probably doesn't. People don't fucking look in their mirrors
No, they
here.
really don't. Yeah.
They don't, dude. It's fucking terrifying.
People scare me. The people that drive 10 and 2 scare the shit out of me. Like
I
the people
know.
that have their hands, both hands on the steering wheel. I feel like they're
They're like-
so like anxious about driving.
White knuckling them sons of bitches.
I'm
You're just like, whoa.
Like, no, we're on a highway. Fucking everybody's running the speed limit or above,
Right.
and you're over here fucking white knuckling like there's the next car in front of you is half a mile away.
Right.
Cracks me up.
Well, there are also like certain times when like you're coming up on a sharper turn, then you realize there's something, then you got to grab both hands, like, whoa, let's go.
Right? That's the only acceptable time to 10 and 2.
Right.
That
I don't
or
know.
racing.
You know me, I do so much street racing, you know.
Oh, for sure.
People that do it all the time, I instantly think they don't know how to drive. So
Yeah. I
Feel that.
don't think it's comfortable. Like or maybe I'm just used to only having one hand up and the other like propped on my window.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just me.
Well, and I'm not even the doucher that drives with like his. I will drive with my hand like at 12 o'clock, just one hand.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I have my hand at 6 o'clock
Yeah, on the
because
bottom.
most of the time I'm driving on the fucking highway,
Yeah,
going
going
fucking straight.
Yup.
So I just
use
like
my
have
knees.
my hand hanging on the bottom.
Yeah.
I drive with nothing but my cock.
It's your third hand.
Yes, sir.
With my
One-
Magnum dong.
That kind of random story, but I was at work and one of our journeymen was like, "Hey, just make sure you know you're good, but some people haven't been pulling enough slack out in boxes for us to make joints. So when you're pulling enough wire out of a box, just make sure you got about a dick's length." And I was like, "Oh, okay," and held up two fingers
half
about
an
like
inch?
an inch and a half apart. It was like, "So about this long?" And he was like, he was like, "No, not your dick, a normal dick." And I was like, "All right, boss."
Oh, that's fucking great.
Should ask for an example.
They called HR. Oh fuck. Well, on that,
Wes just told me I need to pull a dick's length of wire. I feel offended because mine's only about this long.
I got a centimeter Peter, and he's over here judging me. Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's one of my favorite fucking sentences.
Right, centimeter
Centimeter.
Peter.
Centimeter
Yep.
Peter.
Well,
Shit.
on centimeter Peters, boys. I don't think I actually told Brandon about it, but Brandon doesn't need to know.
Fuck Brandon.
We're trying some shorter episodes just because I feel like they flow a little easier when we're not trying to stretch it out for 2 hours. So we are gonna call it here, boys.
Okay.
Anybody have any closing remarks? Anything you want to clear up before we post this to the internet forever?
Or anything you just have to get out.
If you guys really want a cool biking trail to go to, I recommend Brandon Falls.
Solid, very good scenic route, you know.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Well, as usual, you guys can listen to our podcast anywhere you find your podcast. That's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. I said that again. YouTube, RSS, anything you want. If you have any suggestions, anything you want to hear us talk about, feel free to hit us up on Twitter. I was supposed to look up the handle. What's the handle for our Twitter? Pointless Pods, right?
Pointless
Pornhub
Pods.
one, right?
Pointless pods.
Yeah.
That Pointless Pods. I actually did look into making a Pornhub account. You have to go through like some like creator verification thing, and I got too distracted by all the ads running next to the account login, and so I didn't do it. But I'll make sure I'll hook it up. With that, I hope everybody has a good week, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.